training. In this module, I'll be talking about interaction design, animating UI components. So you might have seen this in a website or mobile where as you hover around some components or as you interact with components, you will notice some movement, right? I think let's try Udemy. So you can see Udemy, right? Once I hover around there, it's changing to purple. You can see this interaction, right? Once you hover around, I'm not talking about the drop down menu. I'm talking about all this kind of interaction. When you click on categories, you can see it's changing to purple, right? If you also come to Figma, I think you also see that kind of interaction, something like this also. Once you hover around, you can see this interaction, right? So to create something like this in Figma is called interaction design, animating remember, these are UI components, right? These are buttons, icon buttons, right? So how do you get that done? In this module, we'll be covering, there are a lot of them, I must tell you the truth, there are a lot of interaction, but in this module we'll be covering a few of them. The goal of this training is you understanding the design, the principle behind such kind of design. Once you are able to understand the principle behind such kind of design, you can implement it in subsequent design. So we'll be looking at color effects for while hovering. We'll be looking at color effect for press states. We'll be looking at shadow effect. So we'll be looking at these three principles of design. So for the while hovering, we'll be looking at outline button, color effect for outline button, field button, text, and icon. This class is not going to be very long. I'll just try my best to make it simple. So let's create our buttons very quickly. So I have BUTT. Let's call this sign up or get started, GET. Remember to create button, right? You press Shift A. This is on medium. Let's keep it at, okay, medium is not good. Normally our button should be around font 12. Let's keep it at regular. So I'll press Shift A to create my button. You can see that, right? So we're looking at outline button, field button, text, and icon button for our design. So let's just give this a stroke. I'll go to the property bar, click on plus to give it a stroke. You see the stroke there, right? So I'll call this, let's give it a dark text. Okay. Like I said, the goal of what we're doing is understanding principles. Let's give it this color shade. I'll copy that, Command C. Let me give the text the same color or paste it like that. So we have this, right? So let me make the button a little bit exclusive. I'll give it a 10% corner radius. All right, that's fine. So this is our outline button. Let me duplicate it by pressing alternate shift and drag. So I'll create my field button now. The field button is going to have a black text. I want to give it this same color. Ctrl V. I've copied my color. So the text now, I'll give it black, which is 0 into 6. So I have our field button. Let's call this outline 1, OUTLINE 1. We'll call this field 1, field button. You can rename your component to your preferred, that has an apostrophe. All right, so we're also working on text button, right? So for the text button, you can just write a text and that's all. Let me drag this out. You can rewrite. I don't want to rewrite. Let me just drag. So I'll call this my get started button. I'll give it the same color. I still have it copied, Ctrl V. That's this color code. You can see it, right? So we have outline, field, text. Let's just get an icon button because I'll be creating this interaction for all these buttons. So let's quickly get an icon. I could get you see these icons, right? Let me just get something anyway. I'll go to plugins. Remember I plug for this Iconify. So I'm loading my Iconify. UI UX design is very simple. You just need to understand design principles and process. The major thing I will advise you look out for in this training, this particular module, look out for process. How is this thing done, right? So if you understand process, every other thing is going to be simple. Let's get an edit button. I'll just write edit, edit, which is like a pen. All right, that's it. I'll just take one of them. I think I like the first one. You just click and drag, that's it. So I'll just close this stuff. So I can choose to leave it in the frame. Let's keep it at 18 or 20 is fine. I just did that from the property, but I'll give it the same color. I still have it copied, Ctrl V. So we have that, right? So the next thing we want to do now is to put up our animation. First of all, let me put this in a frame so you see what it looks like. So if I get a frame, since it's a demo, I'm not going to use maybe a phone frame or what's it called? I won't use a phone frame for this. So this is what it looks like, right? If I display this, let's say I play it like that, it's going to load. Let's allow it to load. So how do you create interaction? Remember, we're looking at hover. Why hovering? We want the color to change. When we're hovering, we want the color to change. So I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. We're waiting for this to come up, but let's just start creating the hover effect. Then we're going to also create shadow effect, but let's do the hover effect for now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this. I'm dragging over it like that. Then I'll duplicate with alternate. I'll bring this down. This is what I'm going to use to create my effect. So the first one we're doing is for our outline. Remember, I say understand process, so I'll hold shift and alternate, then drag this down to duplicate. So when I'm hovering around this, I want it to change to black. You understand? So what do? This is going to be outline 1, outline 2. So I'll just go to color selection and change it to the color I want it to change to when I'm hovering. I think this is fine. Then I'll do same here. The field button, just follow me. It's like before and after. So when it's on the normal state, it's like the before state. When you now hover around, it gives you this after state. So I'll go to the selection color for this second one. It has 2 colors, this color and the black color. I'll change this. Let me copy this color code. Ctrl C. If you are doing for a redesign, a rebrand, of course by now you should have saved your primary colors and all of that. No, this is not what I want to do. Or it even has an outline effect. Let me take that off. I don't want the outline, I want just a field effect. So I'll go to the field color and paste it there. You can see it, right? So when I hover around this, it changes to this. So the get started button too, the same thing. I'll duplicate, then give it that color. I've copied the color already, so I'll just paste it. Then same thing here. When I hover, you just select that frame, drag it down with alternate and shift, then you give it the color. So the goal is this: when you hover around this, it should change to this. So how do you create that hover effect? We already have our before and after state. What I want to do, I will select the 2 of them, the before and after state. Then I'll come to components. I see create components. Please don't click on create component. Click on this small arrow here, and you see this drop down box. Select create component set. Once you do that, you have a component set. It's like a variant. I see 2 variants. So you select the first one, go to prototype in your property bar. See where my mouse is hovering. Click on it. Then it's going to change to prototype mode. You are going to see these icons like this node rather, at the first side. So I'll just click on this one and drag it down. This is how we create our animation effect. So the instruction we are giving now is, there's animation effect for click. When we are doing our press state, I think we'll do that, but for now it's hover we are doing. So you select this on click and put it on while hovering. That's when you hover your mouse around it, it should change to this. You can, yours might be on instant, you change it to smart animate, then leave it on ease out. You understand? So once you do this, I think that's all. Then when you remove your mouse, it will go back to this. Let's take it back. We can call this outline, outline, outline button. You press enter. So you are not going to use this one for your exam. You have just created a component. What you want to do to get that component, you go to assets in the left part of your screen, or after layer is assets. You see, are you seeing the get started outline button? You bring it here. It's going to show the before state. It's when you are presenting, you will now see the after state. Let's check what we have here. I think our design is up. For the first one, this is the normal state. The first one we created though. See that I'm hovering, nothing is changing, right? When we create the effect, I'll put it back in this frame. And let me make this big. Let me fit to screen. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay, so this is what we're working with. So let's quickly do that for the field button. I'll go back to my design mode, select both of them, go to component, click this place and create component set. Don't just click on the button, click this arrow button and create component set. I'll do the prototyping again. Once you've done one, you just okay, put it on while hovering. Smart animate is at 300. Awesome. So when I hover, it will move to field 2. You understand? Change to field 2 and all of that. So I'll do the same thing here. I'll select, create component set, create component set. Let me bring this here. I'll prototype this. It's on prototype mode already. I'll set it to while hovering. You may need to watch this video more than once to grab it. You understand? If you don't get it the first time, don't worry, it's not a problem. Create component sets like that. Then I will animate this. You click on it and drag the arrow. Keep it on while hovering. It's ease out, smart animate 300. There are different animation states, but then let's just work with ease out and smart animate for now. Maybe as you keep designing, you understand. Are you seeing on the asset panel, all those buttons are already there? Let me just name them. This is get started. Let's call this one field button, FILLED. Enter. Let's call this text button. Then let's call this icon button, ICON BUTTON. So we'll just drag them from here. We have our field button. I'll bring it. You just click and drag from the assets. So in the asset part, you find components you have created. You understand? You just click on it and drag, like you bring it inside like that. So we have, mind you, when you bring it, it's going to take the exact shape of what it looks like. So I'll just take this out because I want to put this one there. Now I think the outline button came first. The feed button is next, the text button and our icon button. You can see that, right? I'll just select all, probably go to design and align them well. Then I'll bring them inside like so. Let me give this spacing 20. Alright, this is perfect. Or let's make it 25. Like I said, you may need to watch this over and over again. Don't be scared. You can do this. So I've put it in the frame, the one I'm presenting already. So let's go there. I see that it's changing now, but so when you hover around it, you see the get started button, right? So this is called components interaction of UI component. You can see what I'm doing, but just take one. And if you look at this thing, when you hover around it, are you seeing that it's changing to black? You can see this, right? You can also create something like that. Like I said, understand the process. It's just like doing a before and after process. So if I want to do something like this button here now, since it's easy to get a rectangle, let's just quickly do the rectangle button. So I'll just hold shift to get something perfect. Then maybe give it something like, okay, let's give it a stroke. I don't want a black stroke. Let's copy this and paste here. Then I'll take off the fill. So we have this, right? I think if I put it here, it's going to show. Let me see what it looks like here. Okay, perfect, perfect. So I want to create this kind of effect that when I hover it to have that black stuff. So I can reduce this a bit. It's on 25. Let's just give it 20. Okay, that's perfect. If I want to add this stuff, I will add it, but then let's leave that. I'm trying to do real life design now from what we're seeing. This is what I'm trying to create. So the next thing I'll do now, I'll draw another, I'll give this, okay, let's make this a frame. Let's put it inside a frame. See what I want to do now. I'll make the frame black. 0, 0, 0 into 6 places. Please, if you need to watch this more than once, you may have to just do that. So that when I hover, are you seeing that effect? So let me increase the frame. So I'll keep it in the middle. So we have that. So I'll create a component set within with this shape and the frame. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll just select both of them like that. Maybe keep it in the middle. Oh no. Ctrl Z. Let it stay in the same position as this guy. Okay, this is it. Because it will just change, you understand? So I'll just select them and create component sets like so. So I'll call this rectangle but R6 A and G. So if I go over, okay, let's prototype it. I'll go to prototype, select this one. Please always keep the one that is before, either on top or before the next one, you understand? Okay, I think smart time these will also work. So let's go to assets and get the rectangle button. You can see it, right? When you go to assets, you won't see the both of them. You will see what the before state looks like. But that before state, remember when you create component, you have this purple outline, right? The before state is housing both the after and before state. So let me keep it here. Then I'll go to my prototype now. See what's going to happen. Oh, that stuff was on click, not hovering. Let me set it back. It's on click, not hovering. So let's prototype this. If you want to edit, you just click on the arrow. Are you seeing it's on click? So let's keep it at Y hovering. I think this fine. This time around, let's not change to smart. Let's keep it on instant. It should instantly change to this other one. So let's check what we're doing. Oh, I need to restart this. Press R to restart. Oh man. Okay. You can see this, right? Oh, I'm still inside. Let me go out. If I go out, okay, to now work now. Is it not on Y hovering? Y hovering, move, change to this instant. What's happening now? Layer, okay. So you see how it's working, right? Let's just keep this. Let's go back to design mode. Let's go to our prototype. Let's allow it to load. So this is how you do your UI component for hover effects. You can see it, right? So that's how it works. So thank you very much for staying to the end of this module. I'll see you in the next. So go try it out.